roads, especially in the mornings, major roads in Mount Pleasant. Is that going to continue, or do you see these projects helping that along?
It's going to help it, but you always are going to see commute time. You're always going to see drive time. You're going to see in the mornings. We need to work better with some of the major workforce people and change some things. But if we have the redevelopment we think, we're going to be able to live, work, and play right here in the town of Mount Pleasant. That's the key, to get jobs in the town of Mount Pleasant. And that's what we're trying to do every day.
And these jobs come from the work that's being done. We hear that the whole country, all over the country, it's difficult to get work, but not here necessarily.
Not necessarily here. I have seen more for hire now, people looking to hire people, more signs up. Matter of fact, I gave a young man a ride home the other day, and he was looking for a job, and I said, you must not be looking too hard, because I've seen some signs. So they can find a job. Might not be the highest paying job in the world, but find you a job first. Then work into it. A lot of people that started at McDonald's now own McDonald's. I know that.
Thank you so much, Mayor Swales. We appreciate you.
Thank you for what you do for the Roadwise projects.
You're quite welcome,
Thank
sir.
you so much.
What sort of challenges were you facing when you attempted to build and did build in quick time a road that is miles and miles of highway, along with beautification and medians and lighting? What sort of challenge was that?
Our biggest challenge for the project is trying to keep the business owners and the citizens of Mount Pleasant and Charleston County informed about what we're doing. And so we set out with a very aggressive community outreach program where we had meetings every 3 months to let the business owners know exactly how we're going to be impacting their businesses along the corridor of Johnny Dodds Boulevard.
I would imagine those same businesses are pretty proud and happy at this point.
I think they're expressing a sigh of relief. They're now starting to see the barrels disappear, and over probably the next 2 to 3 weeks, most of the barrels will be gone from the project.
How many miles of road did you put in here?
There's 3 miles of Johnny Dodds Boulevard, and there's another 6 miles of frontage road, so it's a total of 9 miles of travel lanes.
Was Shem Creek an afterthought, or how did it get into the mix?
No, it was originally in the scope of the project was to do that work at the request of the town of Mount Pleasant. They needed the bridge redesigned to bring it up to current seismic standards, so they reached out to us to add it to our design build project to help it move along quicker so the projects would tie together easier.
What was the cost of this project?
The total cost of Johnny Dodds Boulevard is $84 million.
What sort of finishing touches are you going to be putting on this highway?
We have some additional landscaping to do in certain spots. We have some really nice stamped crosswalks to put in at the pedestrian crossing for the project, and we'll be moving forward with that.
Some didn't really understand the overhead, the road that goes over the road, I'll call it. What's the purpose of that, and how much traffic does it cover, and does that make pedestrians who drive frequently have a better and quicker way home or to wherever they're going?
The overpass over Bowman Road was installed because so much time was needed to activate a traffic signal at that location. It was almost impossible to have a signal there and not cause backups. By building the overpass over Bowman Road, it allows traffic to flow freely through the area, therefore alleviating a lot of the trouble.
Are you responsible for the side roads as well?
We did the cross streets, but we didn't do the town of Mount Pleasant has widened Bowman Road on both sides of our project. We were not part of that improvement.
We just have to say it's a beautiful project. Job well done. Congratulations.
Thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome. Well, it has been quite a day, and I bet you're pretty proud about that. But what's so wonderful is that half-cent sales tax has virtually done all of this by itself.
Yeah, it's amazing. Originally when the half-cent sales tax was first thought about, the DOT told us if you bring an empty bucket, you'll leave with an empty bucket, but if you put something in it, we'll fill it up for you. Well, in this case, we did it all on our own. We filled the bucket up all by ourselves. And to be honest with you, if you see the shape that the DOT's in and the financial issues they have all over South Carolina, you realize we're going to have to do more and more of that. Ultimately, I think you'll see in a few years another half-cent sales tax that will help create and do even more roads and continue resurfacing and continue doing these great projects with their traffic relieving projects all over Charleston County. I mean, from West Ashley to North Charleston to Mount Pleasant, you're seeing a lot of great things. I think the next thing we need to do is look out for the rural folks. It'd be my goal to see, and I know with Ms. Johnson, her goal to see us really do some traffic relieving issues out in the rural areas of our county, paving some roads and bringing some quality of life for those folks out there.
Tell the public what it meant to have bonded projects, to have gotten bonds for those projects. Would we not have been in tremendous debt had the county not?
Absolutely, and the fact of the matter is, because of the fiscal environment that's been created in Charleston County with our AAA bond rating, as you may know, we're one of 30 counties in the entire country with a AAA bond rating. We're able to borrow money much cheaper than everyone else. A couple months ago, we just borrowed money at 2.38%. So when we're bonding virtually for nothing, because if you look at the CPI and cost of living going forward, if it goes up by 2%, we're borrowing money for free. Matter of fact, they're paying us to take the money. So the fact of the matter is we're able to leverage our half-cent sales tax in those bonds, and it's be able to do wonderful, wonderful things for quality of life for our community.
I read somewhere that South Carolina and the rest of the country, for that matter, is having a hard time, very difficult time, financing all the needs in the way of roads and highways and bicycle paths and all of this. What are we going to do in the future? Have you all thought that far, or have you not?
In the local area, I mean, half-cent sales tax is always the least impact on our citizens. Property tax is paid at home because of all of our tourists, the 5 million tourists we get a year. They help to shoulder the burden, for quite honestly, for the roads that they are using as well. I mean, everyone will admit that most of the tourists that come to Charleston come by car. They don't come by plane. We're trying to change that trend, but until that day happens, they're using and wearing down our roads as well. So they're able to help share and shoulder the expense. Nationally, or at least in the state, they're probably going to have to look at the gas tax. Unfortunately, I mean, we've got one of the lowest in the country. If we have truly $30 billion worth of needs in South Carolina, then we got to find that revenue somewhere. And gas tax, again, our tourists help pay for that too. We've got 5 million visitors in Charleston, 7 million in Myrtle Beach. So those folks are all buying gas in South Carolina, so they can help shoulder that burden as well.
It's said that we have an economic problem in this country, and also probably in this community, that jobs, we need more jobs. Is that a possibility? Is this kind of work helping to build and create some of those jobs?
Absolutely. It gives Mayor Swales the opportunity to redevelop some areas of his town. A town that doesn't grow, or a city that doesn't grow and doesn't redevelop itself, dies. And this town now has the ability, with new infrastructure, to do that, to go after office, white-collar jobs, technical jobs, and get folks that not only want to live here but also want to work here. And that's the opportunities that this gives, that Palmetto Commerce Parkway is given, that Bees Ferry is given. It gives those regions the opportunity for real economic development. We don't have an economic development problem in Charleston County. We've created 9,400 jobs in 4 years here, $1.34 billion worth of private investment here in Charleston County. We have been very blessed and fortunate that we haven't had the issues that the rest of the world has had. And we're very fortunate to live in Charleston County and be in the Low Country.
We appreciate that so much.
Well, thank you.
Hello, sir. I bet this has been a tremendous experience for you here today.
It's a great day. It's a great day in Mount Pleasant and in Charleston County.
Did you think it would be done on time?
It was done on time, early time, and below budget. You can't ask for more than that.
How could this have been done? I heard some of the speakers talk about the dollars that were used, that in fact these were transportation sales tax dollars. And this is one of the few projects in the area that is working only on that. What does that mean to you?
Well, it was a real coordinated effort between the town and the county, and using our half-cent sales tax money that we raised from the citizens of Charleston County. And that coordination, we're able to work with our engineers, with our citizens, and with the builders to produce a road, to make tweaks as we go, to design, build, and that saves the taxpayers money. It saves money in the road. Anything we save here, we'll spend on another road. It all stays right here. It all stays right here.
I saw in the newspaper recently that there are billions of dollars worth of road repairs needed in South Carolina. Now, this is a huge contribution to bringing that number down. I imagine that feels pretty good.
Well, it is. This is an $84 million project, and we did it with our money. And if we waited on the state to do it, there's no telling how long it would be. So we did it, and we can use it as our match for other projects. So it works out really well for the citizens.
What's the next step, sir?
Get the rest of the cones out of here.
Thank
I've
you.
been watching them go away. It's been fun to watch them go away.
Okay, thank you very much. A lot can be said about this community, and a lot of it was said today. A lot of pride in this project. We hope that you've enjoyed the program as much as we've enjoyed bringing it to you. And again, watch us right here on Comcast. We'll be here every week. For more information, visit us on tst.charlestoncounty.org. You can also follow us on Facebook and Twitter.